A quiet evening. The hidden secrets to better sleep for the elderly. In a small, peaceful town nestled between the hills, there lived an elderly woman named Margaret. At 72 years old, Margaret had dedicated her life to her family and community, spending decades raising her children, tending her garden, and caring for others. But now, in her twilight years, she faced a struggle shared by many older adults: restless, fragmented nights of sleep. Margaret had always believed that her declining sleep quality was a natural part of aging. Like many seniors, she thought the constant tossing and turning, difficulty staying asleep, and waking up multiple times at night were inevitable. But one evening, a simple conversation at her local book club changed her perspective. It was a chilly winter evening when the book club gathered at her friend Judith's cozy living room. As the fire crackled and everyone sipped on warm chamomile tea, the conversation drifted from their chosen book to the topic of sleep. Judith, always brimming with enthusiasm for self-improvement, shared a video she had watched about healthy bedtime habits. "You know, Margaret," Judith said, "there's so much we can do to improve our sleep and protect our health. It's all about the little things." Curious and slightly skeptical, Margaret decided to explore the idea further. Over the next few weeks, she embarked on a journey to reclaim her nights and rediscover the restorative power of sleep. It was a journey that not only transformed her nights, but also had a profound impact on her overall health and happiness. The wake-up call. Understanding the importance of bedtime habits. The first step in Margaret's journey was understanding the connection between bedtime habits and overall health. Judith had sent her an article summarizing key points from the video. As Margaret read through it one afternoon, she was struck by how much bedtime routines could affect everything, from heart health and longevity to energy levels during the day. She learned that the restless nights she had accepted as normal were taking a toll on her body. Poor sleep weakened the heart, disrupted digestion, and even affected memory and focus. The article spoke of 4 harmful bedtime habits, each carrying hidden risks that Margaret had never considered. Determined to make a change, she decided to tackle each habit one by one. The story of change. Margaret's journey to better sleep. Habit number 1. The trouble with late-night eating. Margaret's evenings often ended with a small snack. She believed that a few crackers or a piece of toast before bed would stave off hunger and help her sleep better. But the article revealed a different truth. Late-night eating could strain the heart and disrupt digestion, leading to restlessness and discomfort during the night. The thought of straining her heart unnerved Margaret. That day, she decided to move her evening meals earlier and stick to lighter options. She also cut back on foods that were heavy or rich in sugar before bed. Instead, she embraced Judith's suggestion. A cup of warm milk with a dash of honey. A comforting ritual that was gentle on her stomach and perfect for winding down. The first night with this change wasn't easy. Habitually, Margaret found herself wandering to the fridge after dinner, but with discipline and determination, she stuck to her new routine. After a week, she noticed her digestion felt calmer, and her sleep began to show subtle improvements. Habit number 2. The silent disruption of frequent urination. Next on the list was a habit that Margaret hadn't even realized was a problem. Like many seniors, she often woke up 2 or 3 times during the night to use the bathroom. The article explained how this disrupted deep sleep and even strained the heart. Margaret hadn't considered how something so mundane could have such a significant impact on her overall health. Determined to address the issue, she made a few small but meaningful changes. She began drinking most of her water earlier in the day, cutting down her fluid intake 2 hours before bedtime. As an added measure, she avoided caffeine in the evenings and swapped her usual tea for a decaffeinated herbal blend. It took some time to adjust, but within a couple of weeks, Margaret noticed she no longer woke up as often at night. Her sleep felt deeper and more restorative. Beyond that, her mornings began to feel different. She woke up feeling less groggy and more refreshed, a small victory that gave her even greater motivation to continue her efforts. Habit number 3. the hidden stress of a warm room. Margaret had always enjoyed keeping her bedroom toasty warm, especially during the cold months. She had never considered that the temperature of her room could affect her sleep. But Judith's article explained otherwise. A warm bedroom could stress the heart and cause dehydration, both of which interfered with restful sleep. At first, the idea of sleeping in a cooler room didn't appeal to Margaret. The comfort of a warm, cozy blanket had always been one of her favorite parts of bedtime. Still, she was determined to give it a try. She lowered the thermostat slightly each night and switched to lighter bedding, ensuring her body stayed comfortable without overheating. To her surprise, Margaret found that the cooler air actually made her sleep feel deeper. The weight of her favorite blanket, combined with the crispness of the room, created a new sense of relaxation. She even invested in a small humidifier to keep the air moist and prevent dryness from disrupting her sleep. Over time, this simple adjustment became one of her favorite changes. Habit number 4, finding the right sleeping position. Margaret's final challenge involved something she had never given much thought to: her sleeping position. The article explained how certain positions could worsen sleep apnea and strain the heart, both of which were common concerns for seniors. After experimenting, Margaret discovered that sleeping on her side with a supportive pillow made a significant difference. Not only did it relieve pressure on her body, but it also allowed her to breathe more easily throughout the night. This adjustment was the final piece of the puzzle, and the results were extraordinary. For the first time in years, Margaret felt truly rested in the morning. The transformation. Small changes, big results. As the weeks turned into months, Margaret's efforts began to bear fruit. Her nights were no longer plagued by restlessness and disruptions. Instead, she found herself drifting off to sleep more easily, staying asleep longer, and waking up with a sense of peace she hadn't felt in years. Beyond the improvements in her sleep, Margaret noticed positive changes in other areas of her life as well. She had more energy to spend time in her garden, her memory felt sharper during her daily crossword puzzles, and her heart no longer felt as heavy with exhaustion. The health benefits, though subtle at first, began to ripple through every aspect of her life. Spreading the wisdom, a lesson for all. Margaret became an advocate for healthy sleep habits in her community. She shared her story with friends at the book club, neighbors during afternoon strolls, and even with her grandchildren during family gatherings. "It's the small changes that matter," she would say, echoing the lesson that had transformed her own life. "You don't have to overhaul everything at once. Just focus on one habit at a time, and the results will follow." Her journey served as a beacon of hope for others in her town, proving that it's never too late to make positive changes. For Margaret, the transformation wasn't just about sleeping better. It was about finding joy and vitality in the quiet moments of her life. And so, with each passing night, Margaret's story became one of comfort, resilience, and the power of simple adjustments. She had discovered that in the gentle embrace of sleep lay the key to a healthier, more fulfilling life, and she was determined to cherish it for the rest of her days.